Well, everything appears to be working again, so my internet appears to be working properly, my setup appears to be working properly again, after a month and a bit of really unreliable internet. So let's have a celebratory rant, shall we? How about this? Just because I defend your right to be an asshole, because I defend your right to have and to express really shitty viewpoints, just because I do that, just because I defend your free speech, does not, in the terms of the misattributed Voltaire quote, mean that I agree with you. I agree that you should be able to hold these views. I agree that you should be able to express these views. But I think your views are shit. If you're on the alt-right, if you believe that race is somehow something of enormous consequence with bearing upon society and significant bearing upon IQ levels and all the rest of it, you're just plain wrong. The facts do not support you once you control for all these factors. You are a shitty racist person looking for excuses. You're allowed to be a shitty racist person. You're allowed to look for excuses. You're allowed to make excuses. But you are really no different than the other people that I oppose. You have shitty views. I believe you should be able to express them, and I am going to do everything I can to tear them down, because they're bullshit, just as much as any other identity-obsessed ideologue. Is that so hard to understand? I'll defend left-wing, they're not really, stupid ideas in the same way, because I believe they have a right to express them. And I would rather have them out in the open where I can tear them down and call them bullshit. And the same goes for your shitty nationalism, your shitty naturalistic fallacies, all of this bollocks that both sides express. I believe they should be able to express, and I believe I should be free to tear it down and point out that it's absolute fucking nonsense. But I don't want either of you to think that I necessarily agree with what I'm defending, because I'm not defending the ideas. I'm defending people's right to express them. Is this really such a difficult concept to grasp? Is the harm principle really such a difficult concept to grasp? But here's something else. The alt-right, the shitty people on the alt-right, are willing to argue. They are willing to engage. They are willing to debate. They do see it as their job to educate you. Educate, right? They are willing to enact the labour, so to speak, to try and convince others. And that's why they're gaining ground. And that's why the left, the progressives, the regressive left, are losing it. Because rather than argue, they retreat to their safe space and tell you that it's up to you to educate yourself. Well, anyone who does honestly educate themselves finds out that you're full of shit, just as anyone who does honestly educate themselves finds out that the alt-right is also full of shit. But few people are going to make that effort, so it is up to you to educate. To actually educate, though. Back up your claims. The alt-right attempts to, they fail, but how many people actually expend the effort to go fact-checking? Look up other sources. If you want to lose ground, this is how to go about it. You're both full of shit. You're both full of identitarian politics that make no sense. You both eschew individualism. And I'm not on either of your sides. Simply put. Go fuck yourselves. But you can talk any old shit you like. That I'll defend. If you like what I do here, please like, subscribe. You can find me on social media, on Twitter at Grimachu, James Desborough on Facebook, James Grim Desborough on G+. My main website is postmortemstudios.wordpress.com. If you want to help me out with a little money, which will go to support my games, writing and other projects, you can do so at Patreon, which is also Grimachu.